Hi, I'm Miss Susan from the Euless Public Library, and this is STEMtastic Challenge. Each week, I'm going to give you a challenge that you could do at home. It'll be one of the following challenge types: build, engineer, explore, and experiment. This week, we're doing an experiment challenge. For this challenge, you will be doing an experiment. In the video, we'll give you a brief introduction to the science topic and the step-by-step instructions to the experiment. Before you get started, hypothesize what you think will happen in the activity. I encourage you to do your experimenting as a family and discuss your hypothesis and finding. We would love to see your results and findings, so please, once you're done experimenting, post a picture, video, or a description in the comments or use the hashtag STEMtasticChallenge.
Every month, all the challenges will be based on a theme. This month's theme is outer space. To celebrate National Space Day on May 7th, we are going to spend the month doing fun space-themed activities. Last week, we explored the phases of the moon. Today, we are going to experiment by making moon craters. Why are there craters on the moon? How did they get there? What determines their shape and size? Is there a reason that some are bigger than the others, or why some are deeper than the others? Why does the moon have lots of craters, but the Earth only have a few? Today we are going to experiment by creating our own moon craters. This week's challenge is to conduct the Making Moon Craters experiment to see how craters on the moon are formed. To help you get started on your experiment, you first need to know the science of moon craters. Moon craters are created when asteroids and meteorites crash onto the surface of the moon. Because of the lack of atmosphere on the moon also lacks the small amount of protection that an atmosphere can provide. Without the atmosphere, other factors like mass and velocity of the asteroids or meteorites will determine the shape and size of the crater. Objects with more mass and higher velocity will create bigger craters, as well as deeper craters. Also, unlike on Earth, once the crater is made, it is there permanently. There is no erosion, tectonics, or even volcanoes to erase the crater away, which is what happens on Earth and why there are so many craters on the moon. For every experiment, you first need to figure out what questions do you want to find the answers to. For this experiment, we are trying to see how the craters on the moon are formed. What causes the craters to be formed? What causes the craters to be bigger or smaller? What causes them to be deep or shallow? In Making Moon Craters experiment, we are trying to see how asteroids and meteorites make the craters on the moon and how the weight, size, and speed affects the creation of the crater. After you figure out what the question is, you need to make a hypothesis on what will happen in the experiment. What do you think will happen when you drop the different objects into the moon dough? So let's get started on our experiment. The materials you will need to do this experiment is 4 cups of flour, half a cup of cooking oil, small rocks, marbles, or other weighted objects for making craters, and a round baking pan. Here are the instructions. 1. Add the flour to the baking pan. 2. Add the oil to the baking pan and mix together. The mixture should be moldable or packable. 3. Lightly smooth out the surface of the mixture so your craters are more visible. 4. Drop various weighted objects onto the surface. 5. Carefully remove the objects and examine the crater you have made. For further experimenting, try dropping the objects from different heights or use objects of different sizes. After you are done experimenting, use your moon dough for sensory play using toys and scoops. So that's today's challenge. Was your hypothesis right? Did you have more questions you wanted to test come up while you were doing your experiment? Can you design an experiment to test your new questions? Anyways, have fun experimenting. Make sure to write down your observations and findings and discuss it with your family and friends. Also, don't forget to post a picture, video, or description in the comments or use the hashtag STEMtasticChallenge. We would love to see the new things you have learned about moon craters. Sadly, this will be the last video for STEMtastic Challenge, but we will still have our monthly elementary grab-and-go bags that you can pick up at the library. In these bags, there will be new challenges and activities every month for you to do at home. Also, join us for our in-person STEM program, Steamed Up Hangout, which will be every Monday and Wednesday from 3 to 5, starting on June 2nd. We hope you will come and visit us at the Euless Library.